Some of the many questions that are often asked in school, work, and daily life involve history. But what is history? Is it important? And how could history possibly benefit me? In the next few minutes, I want to examine these questions and hopefully give you some insight on some different views concerning the topic of history. Let's start out with a fundamental question. What is history? History is basically the study of the past. It's exploring, learning, and inquiring about things that have happened in the past.
I would describe history as the study of the past and the study of the providence of God in the lives of men.
History is the story of what's happened in the past, before us. Simply. And history could go a long ways back, or history could be yesterday.
I would say if you look at the word history, that you would see that it's his story. And whose story would be? It would be God's. So ultimately, the story of history is the story of God.
Another important question to ask would be, what does history mean to me, and how does it affect me? Karl Marx stated that people without a heritage are easily persuaded. George Orwell expanded on this by saying that he who controls the past controls the future, and he who controls the present controls the past.
Well, I think history deals with the past, the present, and the future. And in order to understand the present, you need history to put it into perspective. And you need history to prepare for the future, learning from past mistakes and past successes, and it helps us to put us into a frame of mind that accepts the future.
I think it often gives us an appreciation for what we have and what we don't have, and I mean, it gives you a better outlook on kind of why you're where you are and what the situation you were born into and how that all happened. It gives you a lot of outlook on who you are and why you're that way.
We all have a history of our family. Some of us came from immigrant families that moved to this country. We have the history of what our folks and our grandfolks, our parents went through. Like my dad went through the Depression, where things were really tight and money was tight, and he always was frugal, hardworking, but he taught us to be hardworking and frugal. So from that history, that affected us.
I believe that a good summary to the original question concerning the benefits of history would be this. Whatever you believe about the past will ultimately affect your outlook on the present, as well as what you believe about the future. This would suggest that without history, nothing has any meaning. Life has no purpose without history. Therefore, whoever wants to truly understand what they know needs to study history. This leads me to my last question. Where is history? You can find history everywhere you look, but one of the greatest resources for discovering history is a library.
Well, the library is a great resource. First of all, you've got access to Ancestry.com on the internet computers here, which is free of charge so long as you have a library card.
There's a lot of resources in a library, and the people at the library, they tend to know things, and you meet lots of interesting people at libraries, I've discovered, from doing stamps. But I was here a lot. But I mean, yeah, it's an important asset to learning about history.
I would describe the library as a wonderful resource because it's full of books and they can get lots of books for you to read. And books are really very much a key element to learning and learning history, because if you don't have books, it's all word of mouth. And word of mouth can easily be changed.
With the simple use of a library card, you have access to numerous collections of information and resources pertaining to all forms of history.